प्रोग्राम में हमें ज्वाइन करें डॉक्टर बासिम नईम, स्पोक्स पर्सन है, ये हमास के तर्जुमान हैं, हमास के और गज़ा से हमें ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं. थैंक यू सो मच डॉक्टर बासिम फॉर ज्वाइनिंग अस इन द प्रोग्राम. माय क्वेश्चन टू यू इज दैट there's a greater debate, there's a conversation, there's a backdoor diplomacy, there are lots of things going on by the Israelis around the world. The purpose of that backdoor diplomacy is to establish much stronger and much greater Israel in front of the entire world. You tell us that how do you see Israelis doing this in Arab, especially in Qatar, in Sudan, and now there's a secret kind of visit to Saudi Arabia, and then to the rest of the world.
Thank you very much for inviting me to your TV. I have to say, first of all, we Palestinians are really sad to see this activities in the Arab world, especially the Arab world is not committed to its own initiative, which was adopted by 22 countries in 2002, that if Israel is accepting or a negotiated solution of an independent, sovereign and viable state on the 67 border with Jerusalem as a capital and solving the problem of the refugees in a just manner, this will be a step to normalize the relationship with Israel. This is unfortunately, even this, which is the minimum can be acceptable with the Palestinian, does not happen. Second, I have to say two things. First of all, if the international community, if the Americans, or even the Israelis themselves, if they seek stability and in the region, the solution is not in Dubai or Manama or Khartoum or anywhere. The solution is here in Palestine with the Palestinians. Without a just solution with the Palestinian people to get their rights of freedom, dignity and independent state, no stability can be achieved and no security can be guaranteed for any party. The third thing is, we are sure and we are in contact with all the people around us in the Arabic countries on the ground, grassroots activities. We are sure that these signatures, these signed agreements are not representing the will of the people. For example, when you talk about United Arab Emirates and Dubai, we are sure that this is not representing the people of UAE because 80%, according to American studies, 80% of the Emiratis are against this signature, against this agreement. And you know that if you post anything against normalization with Israel in Dubai, you will be sentenced for 5 years in jail. Therefore, without having the people on board of any agreement, of any solutions, no sustainable solution can be guaranteed for any party. And maybe you are following the situation in Egypt lastly, when one of the most famous actors took a photo with an Israeli singer. He was smashed by the people on the ground, by his syndicate, by other actors. Therefore, the will of the people on the ground is totally against. It is only the regimes and dictators who, in thinking of their own interest, of keeping their talking.
Dr. Basim,
yes,
help us understand. There's a change, of course, going on in Oval Office, right? So there's the Biden administration. The Democrats gonna rule U.S. for like next 4 years. Do you think there will be any change? There will be any soft push from U.S. side, from the Oval Office, on the problem that is going on between Israel and Palestine?
To be honest, we were pleased to get rid of Trump and his administration. But at the same time, we are not raising our expectation too high of the coming administration, because we know, or we knew Joe Biden as a vice president, we knew him as a member of the Congress. Therefore, we know exactly how is he thinking about the Palestinian-Israeli conflict. He might talk in a smoother language, in more diplomatic language, but we don't expect any strategic breakthrough or any strategic change in the position of the Americans. Especially, they have played the role of a broker between Palestinians and Israelis for more than 3 decades, and all the time they were biased in favor of the Israelis. He might talk about two-state solution. He might refund the UNRWA. He might open the embassy in Washington, but we don't expect real and serious pressure on the Israelis to admit the international resolutions and to accept a real two-state solution, which is meaning a viable and sustainable and independent free Palestinian state in 67 borders and with Jerusalem as a capital, and preserving the right of return for 6 million refugees.
Right. So what exactly are the efforts that Hamas has a longer history, and there are a lot of efforts being put in from your side for the Palestinians, for the people of Palestine. Where do you exactly stand now, and what next steps you guys are going to take on the relations with Israel, with the settlement on Israel, with the annexation that has recently happened in Israel? What is the future strategy?
Our future strategy is clear and following. First of all, we have to keep trying to unite the Palestinian front. Unfortunately, we are divided now since 2006 in two parties, one in Gaza and the other one in the West Bank, and therefore we have, without a united Palestinian front, we cannot initiate any serious political process, including the relationship to the Americans or to any other party here in the region. The second thing, we have to keep our rights of resisting all kind of oppression and all kinds of occupation, mainly the settlements and annexation plans, by all means, including the armed resistance, up to the legal struggle and so on, because this is guaranteed for our people in the international law. The third option, the third struggle is to work on the awareness of the people in the Arabic and Islamic countries about the dangers of normalization, the relationship to Israel, because we have a long-standing history of normalization with Egypt and Jordan for 4 decades now.
Yes.
What is the end results of this relationship is a disaster to the people in Egypt and in Jordan at the economical level, at the security level, at the political level. Therefore, we have to keep working with the people on the ground to aware them or to raise the awareness of the people regarding the threats of normalization with Israel.
Right. So very briefly, the last question. There's an alleged meeting that has happened in Saudi Arabia between Netanyahu and Mohammed bin Salman, the premier in Saudi Arabia. The Saudi Arabians have denied it, right? The Israelis have owned it. Their state TV, their private TVs have run lots of news about it. Is there any insight that you have about it?
First of all, unfortunately, we are used to have the truth from the Israeli media outlets, because they are representing their own interest. But anyway, this is not the first meeting between Israeli and Saudi officials. What we can say that instead of seeking support or alliance with the central enemy of the region, of the country, of the Ummah, and opening or preparing for wars and aggressions against indigenous and genuine countries like Turkey or Iran or Pakistan or any other country in the region, we have to rethink of our internal struggles, which is futile, useless, and very harmful. And we have to think of reunification of the Ummah to concentrate on the central struggle, central battle, central enemy, which is Israel and the Zionist entity.
Right. Thank you so much.